What's up, everyone? This is the Fraser LeVay podcast. We have a new segment, weekly segment, with my uncle Blaise, the Fraser football podcast featuring cousin Stace, who wants to go by Chainsaw. So Blaise is out.
Not happening. His name's not Chainsaw.
Do people call you Chainsaw? How many people call you Chainsaw, Stace?
One, himself. He calls himself Chainsaw. Nobody else calls him that.
No. I got a few close friends that call me the Chainsaw. The Chainsaw. The Chainsaw.
Okay.
Anyways,
Nobody's not in there either.
Yeah.
You don't get to make it nicknames.
Oh, so Blaise and Fraser. Sounds like a little bit of a nickname. You just throw the O's on there, and that's cool. But hold on, the Chainsaw is not cool. The Chainsaw, but the Blaise and the Fraser.
No, there's no doubt.
All right, fine. You guys own the podcast. You do what you want.
Someone in Starbucks called me Fraser, and then we've been Blaise and Fraser. Fraser and Blaise is fine.
That's your first problem, Starbucks.
But your name isn't Stace Chainsaw. Like ours, actually, you're with our names. So
yeah.
Fair point. Yeah. So what was it? Oatmeal latte? What are you squishing these days?
I just do chocolate. I'm a baby when it comes to coffee. Yeah, mocha. I think they call it fancy, so it's mocha latte.
Is it? What size do you go with?
The middle one, because the big one gives me too crazy. As you can imagine, me with coffee doesn't really work.
Okay.
We're going over NFL futures, preseasons, and let's dive into it. Preseason winners and losers. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a Vikings fan. Stace is a Packers fan. Blaise is a Patriots fan. And the Vikings, we lost our first round overall pick. Our third round pick died. We cut our 2022 first round pick. What else? Hawkinson is out. JJ was out for majority of last season. It's been a rough off season. So,
but I mean, can we really say that they're a loser in the offseason? Like, are they just going to always be who they are? Just a middling, 8-9 somewhere in their franchise? Like 9 wins is a boon for the Vikings.
Yeah. So, especially now that we got rid of Kirk Cousins, there was like a sense of hope. And then that quickly just went right down as quickly as possible. Literally the fastest.
That's a vote from you. Most people actually realize that he's a pretty good quarterback. You just, for some reason, can't stand him.
No, Kirk Cousins has like a 16-37 record against winning teams and has one playoff win in 12 years. I think everyone is out on the Kirk Cousins experiment.
Not everyone.
No.
Not everyone. No,
okay.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Atlanta's in on him. Yeah. Well, sort of.
And as they've shown this offseason, if anybody has a planet quarterback, it's the Falcons.
Yeah. Right? Solid.
I feel like the Falcons is just sense how Kirk Cousins is. Like he left for money when he was supposed to be like this preacher. I love my family. I love the community. I don't care about money, which we know he obviously does care about money. And then he was complaining that they picked a first round pick to replace him. I mean, he's just been a low character guy, I would say, the last year, which goes against his little choir boy antics.
Whoa.
Wow. I mean, I'm just saying.
You're just saying it, eh?
Thought into this though. He kind of just came out of nowhere. Hey?
Yeah. I haven't really thought about Kirk Cousins how much I hate him.
Hey, typical Fraser, eh? Just hacking on his guys who leave, eh? That's cool. No wonder the Vikings are shit. Oh, are we like? Hold on, is that a rule?
Yeah. No, you can swear.
You like swear on your face?
Yeah, Stace, if you can wear that hat on this podcast, you can definitely swear.
You out mowing the lawn this morning, or like I thought.
I was out plowing the fields.
Nice.
Yeah.
What?
I got a loser, Fraser.
All right, let's go.
Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
Yeah. They lost. If you look at their defense, in the offseason, they lost both safeties. Their defense, they always have had these 2 veteran safeties back there. Both those gone. This is on the offensive line. I don't think Diggs is a huge loss. I think he was become a bit of a pain in the ass there, and I don't think that they're going to miss him. But they're counting on a rookie to pick up the slack, right? So if that, if Keon is any good, then their offense might stay on track. But I think there's a lot of losses there, and I think that team has a lot of warts that get overcome just by Josh Allen being Josh Allen. So if he ever has a down year, I think that's a team we're going to see kind of fall off a little bit.
Yeah, and their over-under was surprisingly low, which speaks to what people's projections are for him. But I go back to something that you love, Blaise, is like people instilling their will, and I think Josh Allen, he has people sleep on him as like the second best quarterback in the league. But you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got even more to overcome, but it's just hard to. He hasn't proven us wrong. He hasn't proven himself wrong in like 4 years. He's been 11 or 13 wins for 4 straight years. 4 division championships.
I'm not saying he's going to drop off. I just think that a lot of the pieces around him have changed, and I think that their defense is going to be a far cry from what it has been.
Yeah.
So, I think he's the guy that when you're in those tight games, he's going to will you to win. But if he's got to start scoring, 35, 42 a game, I don't know if it's going to happen. If it's going to happen 12 times, but
especially now the Jets are a bit better. They could essentially at least win 1 for sure, maybe 2.
No, Stace, you don't like that?
Nah, the Jets are the Jets. Let's be honest here. They'll find a way to employ.
He is your boy.
You got your boy.
Rodgers?
Yeah.
He's gone now. He was great with the Packer, but he's gone now. Moving on. I'm not hacking on him. One of the best all time.
I see how you covered yourself by not hacking on him, but still moving on from him.
Just moving on, guys. That's what That's what we do down there in Green Bay, eh? Bring them up. We embrace them, and it's time to go on. It's time to go on, and we just bring in another top 5 quarterback. That's what we do, Fraser. That's what we do.
It's not like a winner of the postseason or preseason per se, but it frustrates me a lot that Jordan Love could be like an elite franchise quarterback, and you've had 3 before the Vikings have had 1 in my lifetime. So it's kind of like that's a little bit of a nut kick, I think.
You're better than
if he's good, yeah.
It's going to be 40 years if he's good. It's going to be literally 40 years. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
It's like the Bears, but totally different.
The opposite. Yeah.
Totally the opposite.
They're like a big winner, but I'm out on them.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Bears?
They smell to me like the team that's everyone's darling, and they're so overhyped. And I'm not saying that they're not going to be decent, at least, but there's people talking playoffs, and I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think they're, they've got a long ways to go still. I think we need to see it. We need to see it from Caleb. I mean, it's all just everyone that's planning on them being in the playoffs is assuming that he's going to be a Pro Bowler, and I just don't know. I don't know that's going to be realistic in his first year.
Yeah,
4 times. Oh, you guys hear that? Can you see me? My power just went out, of course.
Yeah.
When your generator breakdown down there in whatever island you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They have little hamsters outside right in the wheel to try to keep the power going.
Tropical storm Bertha just ran through.
Bad outside. Jesus Christ. But back to the Bears. I feel like will Caleb Williams be that much better than Justin Fields was? Like Justin Fields in his year 3? Surely, and Justin Fields could throw the ball in college. Caleb Williams could throw the ball in college. I just don't think he's that significantly better than Justin Fields in his rookie season as Fields was in year 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. I think Fields has all the talent in the world, but league just figured him out. Teams figured out how to play him, and that was it. So, they will have that advantage from Caleb early, but it's not going to be enough. They're not. They're not a star-studded team. Sure, they got a nice defense and they got some weapons, but to think that they're going to be contending for the playoffs, I think is a bit of a reach.
Yeah,
they're out.
Totally out.
That was my biggest bet.
With the Bears, they got the toughest division in football, so it's going to be.
Well, that's quite a conclusion. Hey, out of nowhere.
I would say they have the toughest top 2, but the Vikings and Bears are terrible.
Yeah, the Lions are going to be strong. They look like they got their stuff together for once, but
no, that's a tough one. We'll give you that. I know you said it just because your team's in it.
Yeah,
you want to try and pop yourself up a little bit, but it's actually going to be pretty legit.
Absolutely.
My favorite bet, Stace. Well, one of my favorite bets is the Packers to win the division is plus 230, which I think it should be like just barely even odds. I don't think that the Lions are going to be like that much better than the Packers.
I think it's going to be closer than most people give.
Yeah, plus 230, you can get it. Go bet it.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to bet.
Stace has no idea what that means.
I don't know.
Plus 30 what?
Be honest. What do
you get 30 more points than I do in the division? How does that work?
Let's see.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
And then I also bet them to win the division, but then I had, if you go like in order, like the Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears, or flip-flop those, you get pretty good odds too, Stace. So
yeah, well, sure.
The people out there who bet, you're like Wilbon, or no, is it Yeah, Wilbon, who doesn't bet. He doesn't understand betting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He is more Kornheiser, but like in that regard, he's definitely more Wilbon.
Yeah. Stace, do you have any winners or losers for the preseason?
Yeah, well, the fans are losers for sure.
Ooh.
Just having to, if you watched any of those games, that's tough, right?
Of the Bears or just like the fans in general?
Just of preseason.
Oh,
gotcha. Yeah, that's all I'm getting at.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, like, if we figure it out, let's just not have any games. Let's just go. Like, do they mean anything? I guess they do a little bit. Not for us, the fans. But
yeah, I mean, I guess they're going that way. They cut out, one game already and included.
There'll be another one cut out soon. Yeah. Stace, I love that you thought when he said winners lose the preseason, you literally thought he meant like the preseason games. That's actually made my day so far.
Well, can we start over? I feel like I'm not prepared.
I should have said off season. I'm sorry, Stace. Off season.
Oh, snap. Okay.
What giant thing you got on the off season?
I know you got notes there.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something. Big news from up here in Canada. If you don't mind,
you're going to lose us followers. Because you repeat you're in Canada.
A quick CFL update, if you guys don't mind.
Okay.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders yesterday beat the Ottawa Red Blacks, which were formerly the Roughriders, with a last-second rouge.
Ooh, so, can you explain what a rouge is?
Well, it's funny you ask that. It's when you miss the field goal and the ball goes out to the back end, you get a point just for trying.
Yeah, that's a rouge. I think the most Canadian thing of all time, right? It's like you missed it, but here you go. You still get some points.
Yeah.
But with that being said, our end zones are very long, so it's
harder.
It's a decent kick, even though you missed.
You don't have to kick it through, right? If you can try and run it out if you get tackled in your end zone. Then
that's right. Yeah. Anyways, so the rouge.
But you can kick it out of the end zone anywhere you want, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you can kick it back in.
Yeah.
The end zone.
It's quite a scene.
That was one of my favorite football highlights of all time.
Yeah. So so if anyone's keeping score at home, Rough Riders.
Good to know.
Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
And Nathan Rourke, big game for the Lions. He's back in the CFL now after being with the Jags, Pats, and the Giants.
Yeah, and he had that great preseason touchdown pass 2 years ago.
He did. He played great last year in the preseason.
That's right. He never got the fair chance.
Would he have been a winner of your preseason, Stace? Nathan Rourke last year?
He was close.
Yeah.
He was close.
Okay. The fans losers, Nathan Rourke winner.
Yeah. Nathan Rourke.
Any other
gunslinger?
Any other winners or losers of the offseason you got, Blaise?
You know what? I wouldn't say winner, but I think I'm going to save that one for the power rankings. I got a team that I think is way too low.
Ooh.
And but I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that little tidbit. I'm going to hit you with it later.
I kind of got fans of kickoffs because it seems like kickoffs are back, right? Like after you kind of figure it out, they're at least being returned. Yeah. So now I read a stat in the preseason they're returned at like 80%, where before it was 25% last year.
Okay, but I think that's coaches trying to just see how it's going to look.
Yeah,
I'll be willing to bet when the games start, the smart coaches are pounding it through the end zone. They're just going to say, I'm not even playing around with this nonsense. You can have the ball at the 30. Feel free.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like Belichick was on, I heard him, I think it was when he was on McAfee last week, and he just flat out said, like, under the rules now, we're kicking it through the end zone every single time.
Can they make it? Didn't they put it like further back though, or no?
No, that's what his point was. If you wanted to be returned, make him kick from farther back. But
I thought they would put him back. Maybe not.
There was talk that at the owners' meeting last week they were going to maybe bring it out to the 35, but I think they stayed at the 30. So
okay.
I think teams you're going to see, still a large majority of teams just pumping it through the end zone.
Yeah,
they should just get rid of the kickoff.
Whoa.
We did it in fantasy football. It turned out really good. Or not, sorry, flag football. Remember back in the day we changed it?
Yeah, but that's a bunch of old dudes. Like no one's
different reasons. So we were too fat to do the kickoff, so we just eliminated it.
That's true. That's a valid point. But I think in the NFL we need it. It's exciting.
Nah, not with all these rule changes.
Yeah, the old school. Bring back the old school kickoffs. Like put it back. Allow the wedge. Let's just 100 miles an hour run into each other. That was good times back then. As you can see by like the look on Stace's face right now and that hat, he spent plenty of time trying to bust a wedge, and, and the results showed it was very big.
I spend most of my time now eating a wedge. Pizza.
Loser of Devontae Adams, purely based on the receiver show. Did you guys watch that?
No, I just saw some clips. Yeah, he seemed like a bit of a
baby. He was just like, he had some weird quotes that were like, oh, I mean, we won, but I'm supposed to do great, and that's what I care about. And he kind of made it like, if the offense isn't performing well, then if we win, who cares? Because we're not like getting better. But it really just kind of came off like, if I'm not getting my touches, I don't care if we win, and some other weird stuff. So,
yeah. So what happens when you leave the nest? Things go bad.
I also
can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Look back into history, Brett Favre, what happened with him with the phone.
Yeah, the pictures.
Rodgers, he's out, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Devontae, you got to stay in the nest, guys.
I feel like Devontae showed how he might not be the brightest person because he literally left to play with Derek Carr. That was like he said in the show. He's like, I just want to play with my college buddy, and we were so excited we're going to do big things. And it was like, really? You put Derek Carr? That's who you're going to choose? Yeah,
that's a curious decision, and it did not work well. He got paid, but it did not work out great.
Yeah. It's almost like I went to Texas Tech. People don't know, but USC, University of Southern California, and Texas Tech beat them for recruiting ranking states. They're 22nd overall this year. USC was 20. Yeah, USC was 24. Yeah. I feel like I don't want those players who chose Lubbock, Texas over Southern California. It just seemed like that's like just a dumb decision in general. Like, why would you do this? And this is my own school. I'm glad they did it, but I just don't trust their judgment. So Devontae Adams,
the guy that I've heard just bash California plenty of times lately. Like everything
that's true. Valid.
I disagree on that one. I'm with the T's here. Let's go Lubbock. What's wrong with Lubbock? Beautiful place.
Wow. Have you ever been, Stace?
What?
Have you ever been to Lubbock, Texas? No.
Where? I have not, but it's on the list.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, how far down the list, though? Yeah,
it's on the list.
Yeah, you're never going to Lubbock, Texas.
I plan to go to all
there, and that was plenty. Chalked it off the list, and we're good.
Yeah, okay.
And,
fair enough.
Yeah, we were happy to leave.
Yeah. $1 beers though on Thursday nights. That probably doesn't exist anymore, but that was really nice.
Allegedly. Don't remember much of that part of the trip, so just take your word for it.
Yeah, that was a good spot.
I wasn't invited.
Well, you were a cousin back then.
Yeah, you're just some nobody.
Going down to the weird part of the show again. Let's move on.
All right, well, I can move on to the power rankings. One of you guys has another winner or loser of the offseason to plug.
You know what? Like, not a total winner, but just to kind of counter what you said is, can we not expect more from Devontae Adams this year than we got last year? I think the Minshew is actually not bad.
Yeah?
Right?
Yeah. He really burnt me last year.
Hey, if you're going for stats, then I guess. Wins and losses.
They're going to be better than people think.
I love them.
They're going to be better than people think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I wonder... So Zamir White, actually, he's like kind of sneaky under the radar. Just, I don't know, he's like an all-purpose back. I think he might really do some big things, so keep an eye out on him. He did really well at the end of last year. Brock Bowers, obviously. Their defense is like middle of the pack.
Their defensive line is going to be nasty.
Oh, that's right, because they signed Wilkins from Miami, right?
Yeah. Him, alongside the Condor, their defensive line is going to be tough. They'll keep people in games, and Minshew's not flashy, but he just won't turn it over. And they'll be. I think they'll give people a little more fight than they're expecting.
Yeah, because a lot of people have them like worst 4 teams in the league.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, they're not.
No, Stace, you're good.
Nah. I don't think they're that.
I would say name 4 teams worse than the Raiders. What do you got?
Go ahead.
Well, you got the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Denver.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And your boys.
Easy. It won't be worse than the Raiders.
The New England Patriots.
That's uncalled for.
I like it, Stace. That's a good nickname.
I
Respect
don't know if the Patriots are going to win a game this year.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
I'd happily take that bet if you'd like to put a
All
little
right.
I think it's like
Well,
plus
let's,
700.
Let's have a box of Bud Lights on that. Are you
okay, deal. One
Okay.
game?
one
You
game?
just have to win one, and I win the bet.
Who are you going to beat?
We're going to beat somebody. Might beat the Bengals week one, actually.
All right. Now I've
Are we
heard
playing the Packers this year?
It's just, I don't think so.
I think we whipped up on them
Hey,
a couple weeks ago.
speaking of that, is Bud Light still shunned down there?
Yeah,
Is it's
it is.
getting back? All right. So we change
Oh, I
it?
thought
Can we
they were
edit
going
out
back.
though, or what?
we can edit it out. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was making a comeback. Didn't they just have a really cool football commercial? And
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be because they put the funny comedian who's very. This is a great move by the Bud
Shane
Light.
Gillis.
Yeah, they put him on, who is extremely outspoken and says bad shit.
Yeah.
So they did well.
yeah, so they're back. Yeah, so Stace, I like that. So when
Yeah.
the Pats win their first one, then we'll get together over a box of BLs, and
Right.
you'll purchase them, and we'll drink them together. That sounds like quite a time.
And you know, we should support the little guys out there, right?
Mm.
Anheuser-Busch or something. Is it Anheuser
Yeah.
or something or other?
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch,
Hey,
little
you gotta
guys.
support the little guys, eh?
Right?
Gotta give
I
them,
know.
you know.
Everywhere you go now is you can't walk a block without seeing a brew house. So yeah, those Anheuser folks are just getting pushed to the side. We can't have that.
Yeah,
Right. I like
Yeah,
it.
we gotta support these guys.
you're
These
right.
dang microbreweries running amok around here.
With shitty tasting beer, but you have to pretend
Yeah.
it tastes good.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is so good. You can taste the
Yeah.
hops.
Yeah. So hoppy. What
Speaking of the
raspberry root hoppy. Extra hops. Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Speaking of the Bengals, I have them as a big loser. So everyone
Ooh.
just expects Joe Burrow to be healthy, but I've heard, well, it's the wrist injury. It's never happened to a quarterback or a Major League Baseball pitcher in the history of time.
That's not good.
And then, as you know, I love to rag on Tua. Burrow sneakily is as injured or more as Tua.
Yeah.
He broke the same wrist in 2017. He tore all his ligaments in his knee the one year. I think he fractured a rib, and he has done some other things along the way. Broken a finger, I think.
Yeah.
He's not been Mr. Dependable.
No, but when he plays, he can play.
Mm-hmm.
He's as good as anyone when he plays. But yeah, you're right. That worry's got to be there.
Yeah.
I think to be safe, and to protect that wrist, they should probably sit him out the first week,
Oh.
but get him some extra rest.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? And just think about that, Stace. By this time next week, we could be drinking some ice cold Bud Lights
Yeah.
because Patriots
Yeah.
have to win
I'd
the
be more than happy to be buying a
Yeah.
box of Bud Lights.
season. Nice. Won't be
For
as
you,
happy as
buddy.
me if we win on Sunday.
Yeah.
That
Everyone
is
wins,
true.
but Bengals fans.
Hey, we might win by Friday, or I might be looking for a new team. Down
Yeah.
in Brazil, that's
You think they're just
nerve
not?
wracking right now. What? Hey, here's an idea. Let's go to Brazil.
Maybe Afghanistan next. We'll have a
Yeah.
couple games
Dude,
there.
Yeah.
By the way, you can't wear green. Let's send those
Yeah.
two. things out.
Yeah. I think the NFL hired the old CEO of Bud Light.
Yeah.
Some decisions there, eh?
I want to know, gun to their head, what the decision was Brazil out of any other place. Well, we obviously know it's money, but that just seems like
Yeah.
such an obscure.
Yeah. There's just wild things going on right now. Didn't
Yeah.
they ban
Twitter, X.
Twitter?
Gone. How are we going to
Twitter.
follow the game?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess on
True.
TV, but we're not going to get any last minute fantasy advice from all the boots on the ground. All those hardworking
No.
reporters in the press box are not going to be able to tell us who's inactive an hour before the game.
It's true.
What are we
Exactly.
gonna do?
We're in
They
trouble.
also, they're not even allowed to leave the hotel. The
Really?
players. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
odd.
I don't know.
Where are you watching the game, Stace?
Oh. I'm working.
Oh,
So
That's
I
not
can't
good.
work. I can't. I'll probably tape it, record it,
are you working
Yeah.
day or night?
night. So
Yeah, that's tough.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm
Well,
gonna record it.
You don't really work
Yeah.
much anyways when you're there, right?
Yeah,
so you
here
can
we
probably
go.
just
Here,
watch it on the
what?
TV there.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Stace is a fireman,
No,
by the way.
and you're actually this is your job right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this is during your working hours as well, Blaise, is it not?
It's lunchtime. It's lunchtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Who are you trying to sewer here?
Let's just be on the record right now. I'm the only one not getting paid to do this show right now. So
technically, I don't get paid to take lunch, Stace. So
Yeah.
I'd like to read your contract because I'm pretty sure you have that written in there somewhere.
you know what? I love you're trying to deflect when we know damn well when that game's on Friday night at the Hall, you're gonna have the rookie making you dinner and you're doing all the chores while you're just sitting your ass in front of the TV watching the Packers. We all know that's how it's gonna go down.
Guys are losing.
Power rankings. I got them up. FanEverland.com, by the way, everyone. New website, FanEverland.com. All sports. But I'll go through the top 5 I have, and you guys dissect your thoughts. So first I've got the Chiefs. Then I got the Niners, Ravens. Stace, I don't know if you saw this. I'm the highest out of any, not like I'm a ESPN or CBS, but everyone else has the Packers 9th or 10th. I got them 4th.
Yeah, buddy.
And then I got the Bills pretty high, too, at 5th, which we already know Blaise is out on the Bills.
Wow, we're in total disagreement there, aren't we?
Yeah, which, I mean, it seems like a lot of people are down on the Bills as well. I think your defense point holds true, but I just think he's going to will them to win. Stace, what do you think about 1, 2, 3?
I think right now with the Niners signing all their guys, I heard Trent Williams is back today. Did you guys hear that?
Oh, really? Breaking news.
Yeah.
Cousin Stace.
You heard it first. Yeah, Trent's back. He gave me a call.
Okay.
He's like, hey, Chainsaw, I'm coming back.
No, he didn't. Absolutely did not say that. No.
What? He did? Yeah. Okay. So I think the Niners, they're always up there. KC, hard to deny them.
Mm-hmm.
It gets, as they further get Baltimore, it all depends on injury, but I do like your Packers at 4.
Yeah, you're
I'll
a fan
go with
of that one?
Yeah. Yeah. That's non-scientific, just a gut feeling.
So that if you have them there, Fraser, so you're predicting them to win the division.
Yes. I got them winning the division. My thoughts about the Packers are, one, they're just a great franchise. I hate to say it. But Detroit, now they're being hunted, so it's easy to win. Like, they're the happy-go-lucky team. No one's out hunting them. No one's...
Yeah.
They're just overachieving. They're over their skis. Now I think it's different. Now everyone's kind of prepared for them, game planning for them. They should have lost to the Rams. They could have lost to the Rams. They shit the bed when it mattered in the playoffs in the last game, as we know. So I think it's like 50-50 in my mind that I think the Packers really can do it. And I think their quarterback is a quarterback league. I think he could be potentially franchise generational quarterback, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Yeah,
it is bold, though.
I don't think Dan Campbell gets hunted. I think he's always the hunter. I don't know. I don't think it seems like his coaching style. I don't think there's gonna be a letdown there. I got him. I would put them much higher than you had them.
Most people do. I think I got Detroit pretty low. Most people have them instead of the Packers at 4.
Yeah, big Gibbs fan. We're Gibbs. That kid is electric, and hopefully they give him the ball even more than they did last year. Yeah, Goff's good, man. Goff's everyone kind of
serviceable,
right? I think he's more than serviceable.
Yeah.
He's going to be better than your boy Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Love him. He's not in that tier. I think he's above that. He's not a top 5 quarterback.
He plays that system well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a system.
I'm also worried.
Good catchphrases, guys.
System.
It's like the hunted. I like that one, Blaise. He's a hunter. I like that.
Well, yeah, you just don't. You don't Dan Campbell. He's more than he does the hunting.
He's unhuntable.
Yes.
I thought you don't you want to hunt him? You want him to be huntable. Don't you want him to be huntable? Because the Packers need to hunt him, right? You're saying Jordan Love can't hunt Dan Campbell?
Well, they don't. Well, he's not exactly on the field, but he is unhuntable.
Okay,
but we are going to try.
That's fair.
Succeed.
I also think
I'm not even sure if unhuntable is a word.
I made it a word. And just like your nickname isn't Chainsaw, it's like we just throw things out here.
No, it's the chainsaw.
Why does it say chainsaw in his name? Either?
Oh, no.
You guys didn't see that, eh?
It just says that.
Just stuck that in there.
What happened there?
Good.
Also, one thing I didn't like about the Lions was they paid Jared Goff, this is typically what sinks the team. They paid him as the 5th highest quarterback in the league, which I'm sure it was more timing. Like, obviously, by next year, he'll go down to 8th or 9th. But I like they paid him. They also paid St. Brown at the same time, and Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker. So last year, they kind of had like that whole rookie contract scenario. I know Goff wasn't a rookie, but low-paid quarterback, low-paid St. Brown, low-paid Sewell. And now they paid them all, so they couldn't really add anyone. Where the Packers added Josh Jacobs, who led the league in rushing 2 years ago, made some other moves. So
yeah, he made some other moves at the buffet after 2 years ago.
Hey,
did you see him last year?
I mean, I was thinking about this.
We do well with chubby running backs, hey?
Huh?
That's true.
Eddie Lacy?
Eddie Lacy was a gem.
Yeah. He had a couple good years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He wasn't chubby. He was just thick.
Yeah. Like Stace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big bone, Stace.
Hey? That's right. Hey, healthy. You know,
Healthy.
You can't pull fat, right?
That's true.
You can't
But,
pull
you know,
fat.
you did mention those two linemen. That's the thing I like about Detroit. Their line is nasty.
Yeah.
They have the best O-line in the league. And Sewell's a beast. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan. I think they're going to be real good this year. And,
Yeah.
And, you know, it's actually nice. They've just been doormats for so long. It's kind of going to be nice to, again, see the Lions be good. I think it's good for the league. And they got seriously a fan base that has been dying for some good football. So I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, that's fair. So that means the Bills. Who do you got? So you obviously would put the Lions in the Packers spot. Who jumps the Bills?
I think there's probably a few teams. Certainly, if I look at your list, like you already put the Lions in, not the Eagles. The Eagles are going to fall off. That could just be wishful thinking. But Houston's going to be good. I think the Jets, I hate to say it, but their defense is so good last year. And they bumped up their line that if they can stay even just a little bit healthy, they're going to be a problem. Like even if, you know, Mr. Overrated Rodgers does bounce back and, you know, he doesn't need to be his old self. If he just plays okay, one thing he's always been known for is not turning the ball over. So if he does that with that defense, you know, and they can put up 24 points a game average, you know, somewhere around there, they're going to be nasty. I hate to say it because I definitely do not want the Jets to be good, but I think I might have to live with it for a year.
Yeah, I want to put them higher. I have them 11th on the list, but ESPN, I thought I was taking crazy pills. ESPN and like CBS and all them, they had them ranked 15th or 16th or 14th, and I thought I didn't want to be too crazy. I already put them at 11th, which is way higher, but maybe they baked in Rodgers' health. So it could be like the biggest swing, right? Like he could be top 6 team in the league, or he could be outside the 15, depending on how Rodgers' health goes.
They could. I mean, at some point, probably what's going to happen is we're going to look back on this around, you know, your American Thanksgiving, say, the Jets are just going to jet. And that's what I'm hoping. Like, fingers are crossed for that. I want it to just be same old Jets for as long as I can watch football. I never want that to change about the Jets. I have a feeling that this year might be a little bit different.
This is a one-off. Yeah, for those at home, power rankings, I've got, so the Bills are 5th, Lions 6th, Eagles 7th, Texans 8, Cowboys 9, Bengals 10, Jets 11. All right. Anyone else you got jumping the Bills? Yeah.
You don't think the Texans are going to regress a bit? Second year quarterback. Like everything kind of fell into their laps last year. They won a lot of late games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but aren't they just getting better? I mean, it's not like you know, it's not like they were 13-4. Mm-hmm. They ended up, like you said, they won so many games to get to 10. I mean, they were a 500 team for most of the season. The quarterback's a stud. You know, they got some really good young players on defense. I don't know. Their division's really not nothing to write home about either. So
they made the splashiest signings on both sides of the ball with Daniel Hunter and Stephon Diggs, even though if you're out on Diggs, but still headline grabbing. They both are.
Hunter's he's your guy, right? He's good.
Mm-hmm.
And they already had a pretty good pass rush. So you had him there. They got some good pieces in the secondary. Stingley's an animal outside. So I don't know. I could see them, improving on their 10-7 record. I thought.
Yeah. I think I put him at 10-7 last year. I just kept him at 10-7 this year.
Yeah.
Sportsbooks have him at 9.5. So that could be a good bet out there for anyone if you believe in the Texans. I didn't know what to do with the Eagles. I put him at 7. ESPN has him ranked 5th. Most sites have him ranked 5th. And here was my thought, Blaise and Stace. It was like, I thought if you got in my head, if I didn't look, I thought their record was like 9 or 8 wins. They still went 11-6 last year. They just were shit down the stretch.
Yeah,
like,
they were 10-1 at one point.
Yeah, so like, was this a Hurts injury? Was this coaching? Was like, what do you make of how they just shit the bed?
I think it's a combo platter. I think their coach is a buffoon. Like, he's a clown. I think he's a sideshow. When it went downhill, and if you go back and look, when he was running off the field, lipping at the Chiefs fans when they pulled out that miracle victory like they never should have had. He got totally lucky at the end of the game, and then he ran off the field yelling and screaming at the Chiefs fans, and it went viral. And ever since then, they have been dog water. And he's not a good coach. He's a clown. And when your most reliable play is a quarterback sneak, that's not going to take you to the promised land. And even they have an amazing roster. Like, they got a ton of great players, and they added more, adding Saquon and a couple DBs in the draft. But I don't know. I don't trust their coach. And Hurts is going to be Hurts. He's Donovan McNabb. He's going to run around and do some things, and it's going to be the same old thing for Philly. They're going to get to the playoffs, and he's not going to be anywhere in sight. So
yeah.
That's also a bit of a heart pick because there's no team I hate more. But that's trying to look at it as to what happened last year. I just think that the coach is a fraud.
Yeah, wasn't Hurts the one telling him like shut up in that clip too, or is that a different clip where Hurts was like stop, dude?
It's a different one. There's a few times people are like, hey, like, just be the coach, okay? Like, you stop being the sideshow.
Yeah, this isn't WWE. You're supposed to be like the leader of a team here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Their most popular guy is Big Dom, or Big Dom, right?
Oh, yeah.
The security guy that pushed a player. And then now that's the big news out of Philly is that he's back, and they actually gave him a new title. He's like the assistant vice president or something ridiculous like that.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not that high, but they gave him some sort of new title, and he's allowed back on the sideline, and he apparently is the one he holds the leash for the coach. So, I don't know. It just sounds like nonsense to me.
Yeah.
It's classic Philly nonsense. They're going to be.
Speaking of classic nonsense, the Cowboys, again, just had to rank. Like, you have to rank them high, but you know that they're just going to be terrible, but good stats-wise. They're like a fantasy team, but they're not actually good in real football.
Do we have to rank them high?
I don't know. I mean, they've
don't
gone
have to.
They've gone 12-5, and then they always have a good record, right? But
no running back to speak of this year.
No.
Ezekiel went back home. Stace, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, he's kind of Eddie Lacy-ish. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'd love to see him have a big year. I loved when he was good, but really,
he was quietly not bad last year on a bad team, right? Like, he was. A lot of the time, he was the best player on the Patriots offense, which is sad. But he can still catch the ball a little bit out of the backfield, and he doesn't lose yards, right? That's always his thing. Is he's always falling forward, and he's always getting his views. So,
and I'm sure he's probably reliable, for blocking as well. He's not going to miss assignments like a younger guy would. He's only. I'm completely out on Zeke, but he's only 29, I think. Which if you asked me, I thought he was 31, 32.
Yeah, me too. I think he's at the end of his, at the end of the rope. Like, he's not going to be touch it 400 times. They're going to have a problem, but he'll contribute a little bit.
He's got a lot of miles on the tires too, right? Like, he ran a lot in college, and his early years he was getting the rock.
Who else? I like where you got the Jags phrase. I think there's not a lot of people talking about them, but again, not big on the Colts in their division, and so I think there's some wins to be had there. I don't think the Titans are going to be all that great, so there might be some wins there as well. Lawrence eventually has to be better than average, no?
Stace, how old do you think Trevor Lawrence is?
Trevor Lawrence is 22 years old. 23. 23?
God, you went the exact opposite of what I was hoping you'd go. So thanks, Stace.
That's right. Am I right?
No, he's 24, which is really young, but now you made him sound like he's even younger. He's been in the league
I knew he was young. I thought it was 20. I thought it was...
Jaden Daniels, who's a rookie, got drafted this year, obviously, being a rookie. A year younger. But so, yeah, he's still young. And I think...
if you look at his numbers, he's got Gardner Minshew numbers. The Mitch has actually got better numbers.
The false.
I don't know if it is.
No, I think you're wrong, Fraser.
I think it's very comparable.
Yeah.
He ended up, I've got him here, because I did this research on this quarterback rankings I have.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, no big deal.
You. It's like you're getting paid to do this.
In 2023, he finished 10th in yards. And in 2022, he finished 9th in yards and 8th in touchdowns. And before he was injured last year, he was off to an 8-3 start with one of the worst O-lines in football and probably some of the worst coaching of all time on the worst franchise of all time. So,
did they do anything to address the line?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And what's the Gardner's? What's his stats? So, yeah,
he always has like 2 games and wows you, and then he drops off.
So I guess numbers are pretty close. I think I saw a stat once.
Oh yeah,
I did my research.
Yeah,
this is unpaid. I'm a guest, unpaid partner in this group here. So. You know what? The Kelsey brothers just signed a $100 million deal for their podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think
any of us have 10
million, guys. We don't have to be,
Stace, if I sign a $100 million contract for this podcast, I'll give you $1 million for sure.
Yeah,
without question.
Without question.
Without question. $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Blaise get there?
Probably a good amount. Yeah. You'll be every week.
Well, I think we should talk about this.
Yeah, this
could happen, right?
A lot of residuals going back with young Fraser.
That is true.
I'm a new dad, Stace. I mean, that's got to mean something, right?
Means
You're
a
an
lot.
empty nester. You don't need any more money. I've got to send him to college.
I just have a new dog. He's awesome.
You have to buy your dog ties?
My wife had a dog company come and wash our dog and cut him at site. He goes in a trailer and he gets all groomed up.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
Really?
Yeah.
This is why you only get $1 million.
Like, hey, how much does this cost?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have enough money. If you can do this, it's like you don't need more than $1 million for this cut.
So she doesn't even ask. She's like, I don't know. I'm like,
why would
she? What do you mean you don't know? No, I asked her. I'm like, hey, how much does this dog grooming service cost? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, what? Anyways.
I think you should be thankful she didn't throw you into that trailer. Like, she thought about it. She's like, hey, once you're done with the dog, do you have any more time for this Neanderthal that's sitting on my couch right now?
The dog was in there for like an hour and a half. He came out looking amazing.
Tie?
He had a tie. They put a tie on him.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. I saw that picture. That was
good looking dog. Anyways.
Yes. He's a great dog. He is a great dog.
What do you got with I got the Bengals at 10 and I've got the Dolphins at 13, both mouthfuls in their own right. I think the Bengals obviously can go higher with Burrow being healthy and lower if he's not. But the Dolphins, as we know, I hate them and I'm out on them.
Yeah, always.
I got them 13th. And if it wasn't for Calais Campbell, I would have them 17th. But I have to not dog them too bad.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. If it wasn't for Calais, you'd have them in the 20s for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would.
Let's be honest. I don't know. They're going to be who they are. I think it's the same thing happens every year. That people get shocked by their speed early, and then coaches figure it out, and the weather changes, and people figure out how to play them. I don't know. I don't see really any different. Their defense didn't get better.
No.
Right? Like, yeah, they get Phillips back, but he's coming off injury.
And they lost Wilkins in their starting corner as well, right? Just because they didn't have enough money for him.
Yeah, but he'd become pretty average. But Wilkins is a huge loss, man. That guy's one of my favorite D tackles to watch. He's just everywhere on the field, and it seems like he's just a great kid. Just has fun flying around. Replace guys like that. So I was surprised to see them let him go. But when you play, pay your top end offensive players, something's got to give. But
like, has anyone ever done this? Played their 3 offensive players this amount of money? Like whether it was running back, wide receiver, quarterback. Like this seems outrageous.
It does. Well, what's Waddle? Like, is he at a huge number?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, Tariq's one of the highest in the league.
Yeah.
Obviously. Tua is making ridiculous money, way more than he should have. But
yeah,
that's just the market for quarterbacks.
Jalen Waddle is the 7th highest paid wide receiver in the league.
Come on.
Waddle?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
Wow.
even after Ayuk's big new signing of $30 million.
That's nuts.
Isn't it?
That's why they're going to have, like, you know, two no-name dudes playing linebacker and, you know, and a couple middling linemen.
Exactly.
I was surprised that you had him this high just because I know how you feel about him. But two, I just don't think they're going to be that high. I don't think they're going to be that good this year.
The only thing that has them this high is somehow they have like the 5th easiest schedule. Every year they have the easiest schedule in the league. I don't understand. I have no idea.
I know, like, how many years have we looked and thought, okay, this team, they got a last place schedule. This is going to be good. I look at the Patriots schedule. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, you have like the hardest schedule, actually, I think, or something like it.
What happened? They're still screwing us. Still to this day. They're still mad about the 6 titles. The league's still out to get us somehow. It's so confusing.
You guys could play the bottom 4 teams all season and you still wouldn't win a game. So it doesn't really matter. Strength of schedule.
By the way, you're going to be losing.
You could come down as probably the worst team in the last 15 years.
Okay. No.
Stace, do you think,
as
an outsider looking in, there's no bigger variance between Patriots fans who think the league screws them over and Patriots haters who think the league caters to them? It's so weird. Like, it's polar opposites, and both are very strong about both of these cases. Where do you fall, Stace?
I agree with that, actually. Yeah, the Patriots fans are always...
Which one?
What? Sorry. The dial-up here. My internet.
Okay.
All right. The dial-up is not working well. I was on the dial-up yesterday, and I was downloading a picture of Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Took 9 hours. 9 hours to download the picture, and
that sounds like you in 1998 just having a little me time.
Yeah.
And by the way, you want to see the new series, the Pam and Tommy series on HBO?
Oh, no.
Yeah. The girl
I did see that.
Is actually, it's actually pretty good.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like new, or like, is that, because wasn't there one 3 years ago?
Yeah, it's one 3 years ago.
Oh,
is it?
It's new to Blaise.
I don't really go to watch a lot of TV in the summer, so I finally just had, like, in the last week a little bit of time, and it popped up, and I thought, this isn't bad.
And you'll be watching ER next. There's hey guys, you see this hospital show?
Hey,
ER. This is crazy.
Hey, there's this great show. It's all these young people that live in the same apartment building. They hang out. There's like some hot chicks on it and stuff.
Yeah. Are they good friends?
Yeah. Whoa.
I
think you're right. I think that's what the name is.
Okay.
Oh, okay, it's not that old, is it?
Yeah,
check it out, Blaise. Friends.
Friends. I've heard of that one. That is good.
Okay.
It's right before Seinfeld.
Football, that's all I watch. They try to stay focused on my job.
Obviously, I don't. I have no clue what you guys are. I didn't study enough, guys. I apologize.
You're here for color commentary.
Oh.
That's all we need.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And like
a little further down your list here, Fraser. I got the Seahawks much higher than you do.
I wanted to put them higher, but again, I shouldn't have second guessed. But like ESPN, like they're like the who cares, but like every other Sports Illustrated has them like 22nd or higher. So I was like, do I stretch too much? And then also, they could finish third in the division, right? Most likely, they could finish second, but the Bucks could finish first. So I was like, I kept the Bucks higher than them.
That's fair.
Could they beat the Rams?
As far as power ranking goes, like if you're not just factoring in how they're going to finish as a power ranking, I think the Seahawks are just a better team. They're in a nice situation because they have a quarterback who's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a superstar, but he's good, and they're not paying him, this $50 million that some of these other guys are getting paid. They got Walker's a stud at running back. They got 3 good receivers. Lockett could still do it, and they had a good defense last year, and then they added like the top defensive player in the draft, 8 spots lower than he was supposed to go by a lot of people's estimations. So I like it. Plus, I'm going to a game in a couple of weeks, so I want them to be good.
Mm.
And they're playing the Finns, so I want them to lay a kicking on them.
Yeah.
So that's a little maybe wishful thinking, but I don't know. I kind of think that they're going to be better than a lot of people give them credit for. So it's good to hear that you had them higher than what ESPN did, but I think they could be even better than that.
I didn't know where to put them because, like, the Browns, I don't believe in Deshaun Watson at all. That was a tough pick. I put him at 14. The Steelers, I think, are going to do way better, which we can get into.
What's the chances of the Browns ending up at 14 by the end of the year?
0.
0.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
they're 11-6 last year with Joe Flacco.
Oh,
Yeah, but they don't have Joe Flacco anymore. Should have kept him.
Yeah.
Rid of that other weirdo.
And Deshaun there, he's all tense. He's sore. He can't find a good masseuse in town. So that's a problem too, right? The he's rigid now. He has to loosen up a bit, and that's just not going to happen in Cleveland. Then
he's getting older. You're right. You need that extra. He hasn't thrown more than like, I forget what it was, 6 touchdowns since 2020. So it's been a long time since he actually was good. Even take away all that off-field stuff.
Mm-hmm. Stace, are you suggesting that he has a hard time finding a massage therapist that'll actually see him?
That's just the word on the street. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Wonder why that would be.
I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about the Steelers? I know Blaise hates the Steelers.
I mean, they're always just going to be the Steelers, right? They're going to be battling to get to 9 wins, and maybe they get lucky and get the Patriots beat them like a drum last year, but we always beat the Steelers, so I take great pain. We saw Russ last year. Russ is Russ. He's he's okay, right? Like, he's not what he used to be, but he's okay. He's not going to turn it over. So if they're if their defense is what they usually are, then they're going to just battle to be like where you got to project it. I think 10 wins, but their O-line's a mess right now. They're missing like 2 or 3 guys that are going to be injured for week 1. So that's not a good recipe with today's Russell Wilson. It might have been okay in 2016, but on Sunday if he's missing 3 linemen and he's not going to just be getting rid of the ball quick, and he's not running anymore. So they might be in trouble for a little bit, but I think I would say a little high for where you got him, but not far.
So maybe flop the Seahawks with them. Put them down a little bit.
For sure, they're not as good as Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. What about the Rams? Do you like the Rams or the Seahawks? Are equal?
Yeah, that's even.
I think I like the Rams. Yeah, I'm not. That's all I got.
So
okay.
Nice. You like their jerseys? Is that?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually not a big fan of the jerseys. Never been a big fan of the Rams jerseys.
Even the old ones?
Yeah, they're okay.
Stace, where were the Rams before Los Angeles?
There
you go. Yeah.
Boy. What? I played on top of your game.
Mm-hmm. You said you didn't do research, you fucking sandbagger.
No.
Hey, okay. What's a carpetbagger? Have you heard that term before?
No. It's sandbagger.
I've heard that.
Yeah. Goddamn
carpetbagger.
No, I think you're convincing. I think you're like
no. I actually heard the term carpetbagger. I hope it's not offensive.
It's a political candidate who seeks election in an area where they have no local connections.
Carpetbagger.
Yeah. So, like, Stace, if you wanted to go down south, because you would be probably a better candidate than what they have for president,
I would actually. Yeah.
Right. You could be a carpetbagger.
I would be a carpetbagger.
Or
I chose to do that.
An unscrupulous opportunist is another definition.
All right. I'm definitely not a... Thank you, Blaise. I'm definitely not. You guys can all agree I'm not a carpetbagger.
Yeah. Okay. If there's one thing you've known for, it's your abundance of scruples.
Mm-hmm.
Overflowing in scruples.
Yes. Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. No carpetbagging for you.
Thank you.
Blaise, do you just hate only John Harbaugh, or do you hate Jim Harbaugh as well?
I like Jim Harbaugh. I think he's hilarious. Now that he's out of Michigan, obviously I don't like Michigan, but like the guy's hilarious.
How do you not like John?
I don't know. I just find him just to be a bit of a whiner. Like he's just
Blaise
always
hates any team and any coach that rivals the Patriots. So he hates the Eagles, he hates the Ravens, he hates the Steelers.
Eagles, that's not why I hate the Eagles.
Any team who's like kind of within their realm of ruining their dynasty, he hates them in the old to the bitter core. So John.
Like, watch John on the sidelines. He used to just be such a baby. He's always just complaining about something. And then, there was the playoff game where we pulled out a few sweet trick plays, and he was complaining to the league. It's like, hey, man, like, hold on to your 2 touchdown lead instead of getting worked. I need to stop whining about it. I don't like the guy, but I think Jim is hilarious. His press conferences so far have been gold. I think he's a tremendous coach. Everywhere he's gone has been good, right? Everywhere he's gone, he's turned it around. Even going back to when he went to San Diego in University and Stanford, and like the guy wins. So the same thing's going to happen. He's got, in my opinion, one of the best, quarterback prospects in the league. You still call him a prospect, because I don't think he's even come close to realizing his potential yet. Herbert, but yeah, he's hilarious.
Stace, want to know a couple things I was shocked about? If you had to rank for winning percentage in NFL history, where would Jim Harbaugh rank all time?
I'd say, like, percentage-wise, top 20%. He won with San Francisco, right?
So he has the 5th best coaching record in NFL history. Like for win percentage.
20%.
I think that's a lot higher, but that's fine. And then also,
depending on it, like, yeah, if there's thousands of coaches and these are the top 20, I think I'm right.
I wanted to be not out on Herbert because he's still a ton of potential, but I was like, oh well, has he really done much? And then I went back. So in 2020, he was 6th in passing yards, and in 2021, he was 2nd in passing yards, and he was the only player other than Tom Brady to go over 5,000 yards. And then in 2022, he was 2nd yards behind Mahomes. So he's actually been outrageous, like stats-wise.
He's so good. He is so good. I told you this past year in the offseason when the Patriots had the number 3 pick. I was like, you know what? Flop picks with the Chargers and take Herbert. I would have been all for it. Let Harbaugh go get his guy, McCarthy. Obviously, it was a pipe dream, didn't happen, and we've got the next great one in Drake May, so we'll be just fine. But I think Herbert's awesome. I think he's amazing. Me and Stace have our fantasy draft on Saturday, so I don't want to tip my hand a little bit, but I'm going to spend a lot of money on her.
Here we go. This is the plan right now. Hey, planting the seed. Oh, hold on. I'll just drop a 20 spot on him right away so Blaise doesn't get him. He always pretends that he upsells all these guys like but his team is always near the bottom at the end of the fantasy year.
the most championships, they have the most rings.
Oh, here we go.
You ever won the league?
Yeah.
No.
Won back in, what was it, 11? I think with the Packers. It was a big year for me. Yeah,
I was looking back at our fantasy football, and I reminiscing about how old we are. But we did it with paper, and we did a shouting auction.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was 1990. How long have we been playing? Since 95, 96, 97?
Oh, at least. I remember having Edgerrin James and Marshall Falk and those kind of players for sure.
We finally just got rid of RT Sports as our app.
Oh, wow.
Last year. A lot of guys were not happy about it.
That was one of them.
Yeah.
Loved RT Sports.
It was
Sleepy is so good.
I agree with that one. RT for life.
Yeah. We still do the auction though, Fraser. You'd be proud. We still do it live, sit around the table auction. It's after a golf tournament, so it's a bit of a debacle. There's there's a lot of questionable things said. Most of them come from the guy in that hat right there. But there's a lot
not true at all.
we certainly it's not something that we would tape and record.
Yeah, we're not recording that.
We played before the internet, right? Because we had we would read. I remember I'd have magazines. I'd be reading the magazines.
Yeah.
You had to wait till Wednesday till the stats came out.
Yeah.
To figure out what your team was lying, right?
Yeah. In the mail. They got mailed to you.
Yeah, the good old days.
The old Tuesday paper, the old stat line, right? Yeah. You pull that out. Do the math. Holy shit. Yeah.
One of my favorite bets, I bet the most money I bet, the 2 highest bets were Jim Harbaugh, Coach of the Year. He's plus 850. So Stace, you get 8 times that amount. I love that one.
Oh, okay, thanks.
And then whatever we were talking about earlier, I did something else. Anyways, Harbaugh to win Coach of the Year was one of my favorite bets.
Yeah, I think that he's going to turn them around, and he's going to turn them around in a hurry.
Is it legal to bet down there in your country there? Do you?
Yeah.
Had to run a VPN so no one knows where you're from?
I actually tried the VPN yesterday, and it doesn't work. FanDuel and DraftKings are way ahead of it.
So you can't use any apps down there?
No, it's brutal.
No.
I mean, I guess you just got the internet not too long ago, right? So
it's true.
Once you guys get running water and power, then boom.
They got a nice
betting apps.
They got a nice Jenny running the power in the town there, so it's okay.
I'm playing fantasy football with magazines down here.
Yeah. Big day when the diesel truck shows up at the old city hall there to fill it up and get the Jenny running.
Yeah.
Down the street with his gas can.
Yeah.
The
Bears to miss the playoffs. That was my other favorite bet that I put the most money on.
That one. What did that one pay?
It was plus 120 when I put it. Yeah, it was plus 120 when I put it down. Everyone's so high on them. I'm like, what? To make the playoffs?
You want to explain that to Stace, the plus 120?
No, I got it.
Yeah, Stace. So what happens is,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean the Chargers. I got them at 19. Then I've got the Vikings at 20, a little high. Falcons, Saints, Raiders, Bears, 25th. Hear me out, Stace.
Okay.
I think Sam Bradford is going. He's being ranked 30th worst quarterback in the league.
Sam Bradford, eh?
Bradford?
Sam Bradford, Sam Darnold.
He's still in the top 30?
Yeah.
Hey, Bradford's still cashing checks. Good for him. Holy, that is awesome. Just banking, eh?
Who's he with these days?
There was a thing that he was first overall pick, literally a first overall pick 3 times in his career, because he was a first overall pick, and then he got traded twice for first overall picks or first round picks in his twice in his career. So yeah,
and
Sam Bradford.
so much money, so much money. Good for him. Good job.
Do you think he was paid the most for doing the least in the history?
It's got to be up there. I mean, Deshaun Watson is gaining in a hurry, though.
True. Did he ever get back? Hey, that's a lot of Masujis. Is that a word?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, definitely not a word.
Speaking of highest paid, let's bag on Kirk Cousins one more time.
No.
Did you know Kirk Cousins was the?
Is this a part of the episode? Hey, Chainsaw, did you know that that's a segment?
Yeah, Chainsaw, did you know? Kirk Cousins was the 4th highest paid athlete in the world in 2020.
Heard that.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
You know he beat out Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you read it? You find it?
I don't think he beat out, not according to my research anyway.
He beat out Nathan Rourke from the BC Lions. He definitely beat out him as well. So
Didn't he lead the league in passing that year, though?
I don't think that sounds like a lie.
He had pretty good numbers. You guys just your defense was really bad.
Yeah.
You blamed poor Kirk for so many years.
Yeah, it was his fault.
You guys couldn't tackle anybody.
Was it the quarterbacks show that lost you on him?
No, I was out before. That actually helped him a little bit because he was a nice guy. I've always been out.
Yeah.
He's always been out on him. Ever since he spoke proper English and was just light, Fraser had no time for that nonsense.
He's just as a head case. He's not a winner. He grew up in a perfect little family up in Michigan, and he never had any adversity. And now he just loses. Whenever he sees adversity, loses over and over again. Yeah, he's a loser.
Fraser, what's your over/under for when Michael Penix Jr. takes the reins?
Ooh, want to know what? I think that Kirk will play all season, barring injury, just because he steadily will put up numbers. I can't see him shitting the bed because I think he can be like a 9-win quarterback.
Yeah,
he's kind of like the Steelers in himself, where he just will trot along and put up some stats, get you 9 wins, not do anything too amazing, not do anything to beat up the shit teams.
I feel for Penix because I think going to another team, he could have had a legitimate chance of starting.
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
I would like to see him against the other guys that they're starting. I think he's right up there. I think he's underrated.
He is. I agree with you. I would like to see him go somewhere, a little bit later in the first round at, a team that's a little bit better and have a chance to play.
Yeah, winners, losers. We can throw up fans of rookie quarterbacks. We're robbed of just some fun. Who's better? Who's going to be the next best ever? Having May play, Caleb, Jaden.
Yeah. Well, May's going to be the best. You guys, I'm just telling you guys
Whoa.
that. He'll be the best of that draft.
I don't know. They're talking really highly of Daniels. He could be they're saying he's the best. They're saying he's the best of the draft.
To the 30th team on the list here, because I'm pretty sure Fraser or 31st. Fraser has some pretty strong thoughts on old JD.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that. You're a hater.
I think Jaden Daniels will be an absolute bust. I've said it enough. He's too skinny. He can't throw inside the numbers.
Whoa.
He was 20,
not supporting skinny guys, hey?
Well, now I'm skinny fat, Stace. It's different. Now I'm allowed to.
I saw you this summer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's turned his back on skinny people.
Yeah, just them and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. What, are you living an all-inclusive down there or what?
Stace is moving his camera around. He thinks he's so funny.
What is his phone? He's probably still holding his phone
up.
Yeah.
The shot of the day. Mark it down.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Timestamp.
With cousin Stace, did you know chainsaw?
Yes.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
I think but
Yeah.
no, he was 23 or 22 playing with college kids, which I mean, as any of us being 22 years old playing against 17, 18-year-olds, you'd kick the shit out of them. He had one good year. He can't really throw that well aside from just, against no defense, college, wide open. He's got a good arm, but I think as we all know, accuracy, being good in the pocket is really what wins you in the league, and I just don't see him doing well.
You know what? Blaise was 20 in high school, and he was doing well on his baseball team, and he turned it out to be a really good college baseball player, too.
That's not very nice. I graduated on schedule. Thank you very much. Did you even graduate?
Yeah, that's true. Stace, did
you?
Did you even graduate?
I got my GED.
After? Like,
no.
Back later?
Come on, guys. Top of my class.
Yeah,
what? The GED?
That doesn't. George Pringle. Beautiful school. Moving on.
Okay. The other bust I have, I think it'll be the worst quarterback in football, is Anthony Richardson.
I agree with that.
Worst quarterback in football?
I think so.
Wow.
Did you
I don't know about the worst, but he's going to be bottom 5.
Blaise, I've said this on a different podcast, a little clip. Guess, did you see what he was ranked in completion percentage of NFL quarterbacks last year? Starting NFL quarterbacks?
Yeah, it was like lower than 32, wasn't it?
It was 49.
Yeah, which
I can't name 49 starting quarterbacks.
It's not great in the 32 team.
You should try to name the other guys that beat him out.
And then in college football, he was. I looked at the rankings. He was outside the top 100, and they didn't have rankings outside that. And it was like, and how he was going, like his number, I assume he would have been outside the top 150 completion percentage in college football.
Yeah. You're not giving him any, I don't think he's going to be what some people are making him out to be, but the worst in the league?
I think so, because I think he did scare me. The worst starter, yeah. He did scare me. We had a really good start to the season, but I think it was mostly like that whole, I can run really well and you're not ready for play action. But now I think he's going to be kind of figured out that like they've got a few more games on tape on him.
And that's the problem with fantasy football, because he's what? Ranked 6 or something? 6, yes. Right? And then they got to figure out a system, more points for touchdown passes. You got to level the bar a bit. Like, guys are just, it's just a running quarterback wins leagues, right? Like, it's not how a real quarterback should be ranked, in my opinion.
That makes sense.
Stace.
Yeah.
Let's get more credit to the pure drop back passer.
That's right. Hey?
I like it.
You know what I mean? Like a guy could do his job, right? Stay in the pocket and throw those touchdowns, right? Should be rewarded. 6 points. Let's make the change. Let's make the change.
Let's make the change? I can do that. I can do that for our league.
Well, we did have that for our league, and then...
We did.
Yeah.
And people started to snivel.
There's a lot of sniveling.
Yeah. And it's one thing I do is listen to the masses and always kind of...
Man of the people, some would say.
Here we go.
Not anyone at our draft, but I'm sure there are people.
I'd
say that.
25 for the Cards, Fraser. Nobody's has any faith that Kyler Murray can be good. Hey, it doesn't seem like they're ranked low everywhere.
Yeah. And I apparently I should have the Bears 24th. Yeah, you don't like Kyler, or you do?
No, I mean I think he's all right. He's just not. I'm saying at some point I would have thought people would start ranking them higher. I think they quietly over a couple of years put together a decent roster, right? Like they got some decent players out there, but you can't count on him to play 17 games. It's just not going to happen.
No, he's so small.
Yeah, it always seems to be something. He's going to run around and he's going to be fun for a few weeks, and then he's going to be out, and it's going to be the same path that Anthony Richardson's on, except he's a better thrower.
Yeah, I think he's a better thrower. And then I saw a stat that this is only fantasy football, but he was QB5 statistically since he came in the league in 2019. So
right,
in a couple of seasons he was healthy. He was like a 2-time Pro Bowler. That one year he was like the head of the MVP voting, like just ranking through like week 13 or something. Then he kind of fell off.
Yeah.
The health.
How's the receiver going to be? How's Harrison Jr.? Is he going to be an animal?
They said he tested out to be the best receiver in 6 years, right?
Yeah. He looks pretty smooth, man, when he plays. He looks pretty smooth.
And he's big and ripped. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Which receiver do you think is going to be the best in this class? There's a lot of talk. Neighbors, people love Neighbors.
I'm going to go Jalen Polk.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Second round pick with the Patriots.
Wow. Wow.
Shocker.
Well, if there's one thing, I'm gonna put a 15 spot on Polk to start the draft. Old Pokester. Yeah.
I think Harrison. I think he just looks so smooth in college, and up until the point Kyler gets hurt, I think he's going to be the best receiver. Then who knows what happens after that? Because who knows who they have in the wings? But I think it's going to be Harrison. It's tough to put Neighbors there when he's got Danny Dimes throwing up the ball, right? Like that's a hit or miss.
Yeah, and how long before he gets frustrated?
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors maybe the better athlete. Hard to say.
Yeah,
pretty close.
Harrison's just so refined already. I mean, he looked like a pro receiver playing at Ohio State. So and then their quarterback, they didn't even keep the quarterback they had last year. That's what they thought of him, and he still lit it up. So
yeah,
I'd say best receiver. I know it's chalk because he was the first one taken, but I think it's going to be Harrison. I think he's the real deal.
I'd be interested in Brian Thomas to see how he does. But I don't think anyone can jump Harrison. But I wonder if Thomas can kind of jump in the top 2 category, top 3.
He looks good, apparently. Yeah. Like, I haven't watched a lot of Jacksonville Jaguars film, but if you do a little bit of research, they're pretty high on him down there.
He caught the most touchdowns, I think, in college football last year, and then he's like DK Metcalf size and speed.
Is he as ripped as DK, though?
I think they're around the same weight.
Really?
But maybe not exactly as ripped. But yeah, he's like, they're saying like he's top 99 percentile, and like DK is top 100 percentile.
Yeah. DK's going to be big this year. You watch. He's seeing all these other guys around him getting these huge contracts. Like, he's got a nice contract, but he's seeing these guys going north of 30 now.
Yeah.
You're going to – the guy's
like
freak show.
Last year he was like outside the 20s for receivers. And they got to find a way to get him the ball more.
Yeah. I think he's going to –
that. I think he will too. $8.
Blaise, who do you have as your least – where are the Patriots for you as Mr. Patriots fan on the power rankings? People want to know.
They've done a lot to bolster their D-line. That's nice.
Hey, their defense is going to be good, man. Their defense was good last year. Losing Bill obviously is going to hurt. I want to say that they're going to contend, for 6-7 wins, but I think that's maybe pushing it. Their O-line is just so questionable, right? Like, I don't know. It's hard. Hurts me to say it, but they're going to be, I'll say early 20s when it's all said and done.
Early 20s. Wow.
Well, that could be 24. That's before. Okay. That's in the top half. So
all right,
that's where I'm going to put them. But yeah, I know it's a bit of a pipe dream, but I think that the defense is going to carry the day for a while, and then just got to put up a few points somehow. A couple games out of Jacoby Kenobi until Drake gets a little more comfortable being in the NFL, and then he comes in, and then watch out. Gets a star.
I don't know if it's because I'm paying more attention this year than any other year because of everything on the podcast, the site, but I feel like this year, even the NBA, the talent with like kids nowadays is so much better than it was ever. I feel like I'm more excited this year than any other year because it's like, even though I don't care about Caleb Williams, you're going to watch Caleb Williams, you're going to watch Jaden Daniels even. There's just every team, aside from maybe 5, has a reason to watch.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Except Carolina.
Yeah.
Your knowledge has come a long ways for football. Like,
thanks.
Back when I first met you, the only football you did was kick a ball into a big giant net.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now look at you. I'm proud of you, actually.
Football.
Yeah,
proud of you.
Thanks, brother.
He was never allowed to call it that, though, Stace. He'd have been kicked out of the house.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is true.
Blaise has always been Blaise has always been a Bo Nix guy. How do you feel about Bo Nix? No, Blaise, you out on Bo Nix?
No, you said that. You asked. I thought you were asking me or
yeah, I was asking you, Blaise. You've always been
you're the big Bo Nix guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. I think he's in the perfect spot, right? Like if he had to go somewhere, like Pittsburgh or something like that, where he had to carry more of the offense, I'm not sure how good he'd be. But I mean, Sean Payton has proved he can put up some numbers with people, right? Like,
like last year,
right? Like, yeah, if you look at Russ's numbers, it wasn't horrible. Like 24 touchdowns and 9 interceptions or something, and he didn't play great. So there's just a lot of. It seems in that offense there's a lot of free plays. There's a lot of wide open guys and a lot of design stuff it's so quarterback friendly that Nix is accurate, and I think he's be right. I certainly don't have them down at 29 where you are. I don't know who I can bump him up against, but right, I think he's going to be okay. I think he'll be serviceable. He's not going to be rookie of the year, but he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I want to do one of the articles I want to do is like a research study just on where quarterbacks are drafted and like just, if Ben Roethlisberger went to the Commanders or to the Jaguars, would he be Ben Roethlisberger? Those kind of things. Like, could Bo Nix be better than Jayden Daniels? But if you flip teams, would Jayden Daniels be better than Bo Nix? That kind of stuff.
And I think that's the scenario with him. I think he's just in a perfect spot, right? Mm-hmm. And Peyton said a few times, I know he has to now, but even right after the draft, he said that was the guy he wanted. So that says something in my books.
Yeah, that's true.
But look at your notes here. So he's 2 years older than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Hey, did I get these notes?
Yeah, you sent.
Yeah. It's the.
I don't know. You guys are like. Got a teleprompter there? You guys are ripping off notes?
On the website.
Hold on, is this part of the game here? Like, hey, we'll give the old fucking chuckles there a fucking any notes, hey?
Look at your phone, and he actually sends the link to his power rankings, you dopey prick. And all you have to do is put it on the website.
Hey, I don't think I got those.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
You did.
You're on the same text chain.
Oh.
See that
hold on a second.
Yeah. You tap on that.
Oh, shit.
And then I also sent a description of what we were going to go over in the podcast as well, like 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
And I resent it a week ago.
Oh, here we go.
What, since Stace, you don't bet, Blaise, do you have any favorite future bets for the year before we end this one?
Yeah, I made a bet already today. What do you mean?
That's going to be such an enormous loss. I'm so excited for that.
So good. You know what? As soon as you guys win a game, so maybe week 13.
Okay.
We'll drink. I'll come back as another special guest.
Yeah.
And we'll drink the beers during the podcast.
Well, we're going to have to do that one on a weekend. But
yeah, we'll figure it out. That's
semantics, right, Stace? Can
I? True.
Yeah, Stace, we're not all firemen. We can't just drink whenever we want.
Yeah. 2 barbecues, 2 picnics.
Here we go, guys. Get off the Cape, please.
I mean, Fraser, I only see this guy at the ski hill anyway, so I really hope that he has to pay me that.
Maybe we'll have COVID again, and then you could just work from home for 3 years. How's that?
Well, you don't want to die, Stace. I mean, God forbid we go outside and drop dead. Holy!
Right outside the door. What was I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. And all the cold air that freezes COVID, I'm sure.
Oh, where do we go with this? Oh, I said the trigger word for phrase. Look how
no,
we got to get back on track here.
Yeah,
we're not going to say the trigger word again. Cole.
Yeah, let's get back on track. The question for you, because you already made just one ridiculous bet, was: do you want to make any more?
Yeah, any future bets, Stace?
Yeah,
lay them on me.
Blaise, what do you have? Do you have any future bets for the year that you love, or over-unders?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I like the Hawks over just because Stace insulted my team. I'm going to say Packers to not win the division.
Oh,
you guys had there. I saw an interesting one the other day where you can go through divisions now and pick exact order.
Yeah, I did that for 2 divisions.
Did you? Yeah, I kind of looked at that. I mean, it'd be hard, but I think there's got to be some pretty good odds for that. No.
Yeah. So, for instance, the ones I liked the best were ones where you knew there was going to be a terrible team. So, the Titans were 4th.
Yeah.
In the AFC South, and then you can actually flip. So I went Houston, Jacksonville, Colts, Titans is 6-1, and then you just flip Jacksonville, Houston. So Jacksonville first, Houston, Colts, Titans 8-1. So basically, it averages out to 3.5, plus 350, 3.5 to 1 if you do both those.
Yeah.
And then I did Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Washington 5-1, Packers, Detroit, Vikings, Bears 13-1, because I'm down on the Bears and I'm higher on the Packers. So that was a big one.
Packers, Detroit, Vikings, Bears. Wow,
13.
That's a nice payout.
The value, right? Where I think if you went Detroit, Packers, it was 6-1 as well.
But the same two at the bottom.
Yeah, and I think you could flip those and get 6-1 either way.
Yeah.
And you're running these on FanDuel or one of
You
the
can do
sites?
FanDuel, DraftKings. Yeah.
All these things.
Yeah. Those are my favorite ones, especially if you're dialed in. Like pre AFC East, I really always liked that because we knew like the Dolphins were like ranked high, but they had shit the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go to Fraser just because I know it's going to just pull at your heartstrings. Dolphins to not make the playoffs.
Ooh.
Easy money.
I love it.
Easy money.
What odds does that have? +2 something?
Probably not the best because they're it's right about where they're going to be, but
they're going to win. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to do exactly like last year. They're going to win all their games warm, and then they're going to lose it.
You think they're going to be there's only you think they'll be a wild card team in the AFC?
I think so.
They're the third best team in the division.
I think they're going to win early. They're going to win early.
Drake May plays
and
early.
Then they're going to start sliding as soon as it gets cold again.
I love it. They're +130 to miss the playoffs.
Yes. Right?
So you're getting some juice.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful one.
They're no good. So, yeah, big fan of that one.
Yeah. Blaise's lunch 2 hours is running out, so he'll have to work through tomorrow's lunch to pay it back. But
a diligent employee, so I'll just stay later today. Okay, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, I knew that.
I love I think I already said the Packers division 230. The Bills to win the division was 195, which again I know, like you said, anyone could I think anyone could win that. So I would have put, even odds on them and the Jets. So I just like that you get +200 for that.
Yeah, that's bad. What are the Patriots to make the playoffs? That's got to be a pretty sucker.
Oh my! I don't think they even have that. The bookies would lose too much.
Okay.
My favorite one: Josh Jacobs, Russian champ, 16-1.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, with all the injuries to the Green Bay running backs.
Yeah,
he's going to get the ball,
I guess.
And they run a lot. The Packers run the ball.
What happened last year? Like he was so good 2 years ago, and last year he looked slow.
My point. Do you think he just, and I like that because he actually 2 years ago when he won the record, he had already signed his contract. So it wasn't like he was a contract year and he was just trying to make money.
Yeah.
So last year I'm thinking like it's the worst position in sports. You have to run through a wall. No one liked anything going on with that team. Like I don't blame him. He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
Like he's like, fuck it. Like I'm really not playing this year. Like I'll run, I'll do my job, but I'm not really sacrificing my body, which to his credit, Travis Kelce said that last year. He was like, oh yeah, I was in self-preservation mode waiting for the playoffs.
Well, that's a little different. He's saying I'm getting ready for the playoffs. He's not saying I'm just not going to play this year. I don't know. If that's your theory on the guy, I think maybe that's put some money.
But I mean, he ran well. I don't know. Maybe he had like some little injuries, but he's like, fuck this organization. They don't give a shit. I'm not going to kill myself as much. They're like a 5-win team when he won the rushing title. So it's not like he cares that much. So I guess I could be wrong. I just don't. I would be a little bit in self-preservation mode at age 25, being like, fuck this organization. I'm out.
I don't know. I think that's tough. I don't see a lot of pro athletes taking that mindset, but maybe. But if that's the case, I think you should put a lot of money on him this year because if he's got that mentality and things go hard, he's just going to mail it in again.
Well, I don't think it's going to go hard. I think now he's like got the best quarterback he's ever played with, the best team he's ever been on. Now he's like rejuvenated, excited. That's why he's 16-1. He's not like most of the top guys are 6-1, 5-1, 7-1. Yeah, fair. I think he'll be rejuvenated.
Hey, question before you leave: do you think I was sitting too close to the screen? I feel my head looks bigger than your guys's.
Well, I thought that was just your fat head.
Yeah, well, I think that's more just like the size of your head.
Is there anything you could do to edit that a little bit?
I don't think so. No, I don't have that kind of.
You could get a little more exercise, probably though. That would
do some like head lifts.
Yeah,
like some cheek.
Hey, I don't know where you're going with that. I think that's for a different podcast. There, I don't know what you're doing after this, your next podcast. But
I mean,
let's leave the exercises alone there. For
maybe your wife would like it if you did some more jaw exercises. Stace.
Oh fuck,
Stace, you ready for Saturday? You ready for Saturday before you go?
Yeah, buddy.
It's gonna be great.
I'm on top of my game. I shot a 108 last round.
108?
Yeah.
Dude,
things are looking up.
No, that's not looking up. We're on the same team.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I play honest, Blaise. I don't take my ball
hear
out of
you.
the sand trap every time you hit it into it.
It's ground under repair. It says it right in the rule book, man. Ground under repair. You can pull it out and swing away.
All right.
But it's going to be nice. It's going to be 31.
Yeah.
Fraser, if you don't remember from your days in Canada, 31's top. It's like just
31's
under
top.
100. So for September in Kelowna, it's going to be beautiful. And the boys are going to get after it.
Sounds
Sure, you'll
lovely.
hear from us.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Almost a 0% chance of a drive-by shooting up here either.
We can
Here we go.
safely go to the golf course and not get shot. It's going to be great.
I don't think anyone shoots golf course people. It's more just like churches and schools.
Oh, wow. Yeah, keep it in the schools, eh? That's nice.
It's like kids, like they're not around that long. It's like, you know what? It's fine. Like you start shooting people with some money at golf courses. That's when shit with the fan.
That's really
good.
Okay.
Oh,
once a few rich white people will start going down, then it's
then
they'll close the book on that shit.
Serious?
Mm-hmm. So
all right then.
How about Ricky Pearsall getting shot?
Hey, takes one and back and out of the hospital.
Yeah. It's been someone's gotten shot every year. Ricky Pearsall last year was what's his name with the Redskins? Or
Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson.
Tough.
Maybe we can rank the best players to get shot. One day.
Okay.
Or
did Ray Lewis get shot, or he shot someone? Ray Lewis shot someone.
Well, was it a shooting or a stabbing?
The all-time prison team is a good one to review.
What's his name? Right? The Patriots? Blaise's Patriots buddy?
Ray Caruth is a good one, too. All-time.
How about the greatest player ever to do some shooting? Like, is that OJ in a landslide? Or
yeah. It has to be. Right? No, he stabbed, too, right? He was a stabber.
Was there no guns there?
No, because remember, didn't you have to hold the knife?
The gloves and everything.
Yeah, he's definitely
he's gone now, right? So
you can make all the jokes you want now, Stace. I know you've always held back on all
the old juice. Yeah, I was a big supporter of the juice.
Really?
Were you?
No.
Okay.
He did have probably the greatest car chase of all times. Like, there's nothing beating that.
That was pretty sweet.
There was a meme saying that they should recreate it for the opening ceremonies at the LA Olympics. Like, that's how they carry the flag.
That's the torch.
That would be unreal. Let's push for it, eh?
Holding it has to be like a black glove. That's way too small.
Yeah.
But only on half the hand, right? Like, it's only got, like, it's barely can pick it up.
That'd be genius.
Boy, in ultra progressive California, that is not going to happen.
Yeah.
No chance.
Comes over from Greece there on a boat and then plop right on the top of the old Bronco for a rip through the freeway.
That would be perfect.
That would be good.
It would be great. I would applaud the move. I just don't think it's going to happen.
No. That's fair.
People don't have fun anymore.
Well, we're in the guillotine draft tomorrow, so we'll talk to tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
Some guillotine.
You doing that one?
I was there for a cup of coffee. Seemed like a fun thing to do. I stuck around for the chat. That was fun after you're eliminated. So
How many weeks did you make it last year?
Just the one, I think. I think I was the first guy out. Was it one or two?
No, Bins went first.
No, you know what? I was second because I bid on Puka Nakua. And someone dropped all their money on him, which actually turned out to be decent, but yeah.
You were out and you had Puka Nakua?
No. I made it to the second week. And remember, you could waiver. He had that big first week, so then I think Lee Boy picked him up with a lot of money, right? So then and then I had like 10 injuries. It wasn't my drafting.
So what does Puka Nakua have to do with your team?
I was trying to pick him up.
Oh, that's why you lost? Because you couldn't pick up a player in the second week?
Well, I was riddled by injuries. I think I had Rodgers as my quarterback. Yeah.
Like that guy hasn't let you down enough.
Got me a Super Bowl, hey?
Yeah.
He did.
That's not bad.
All right, guys.
Grace,
well,
any Super Bowls to mention? The old purple guys? Yeah.
That's a whole new podcast we can talk about the Vikings being the worst franchise in history.
Yeah, that's a good call. I'm getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
BenNeverland.com, Cousin Stace, Uncle Blaise.
Chainsaw.
Talk to you guys later.
All right.